All right. So sometimes on this stream, we play decks that we're looking to optimize and make as competitive as possible. Other times, we play decks that are built around a specific idea and trying to make them work. This first deck this morning, and the second deck too, actually, is an example of the latter. This is a deck that's trying to leverage Storm the Vaults here to eventually make a pile of mana, which we can then pour into Expansion Explosion to deal large amounts of damage. We have standard staple Sailor of Means, as well as Spell Swindle to pump up our treasure generation. And we have some red spells to keep us alive. Then we have like Treasure Map Karn as kind of a fallback secondary actual playable win condition. So let's dive into some matches and see how it goes. And we're gonna give away some free gold in the constructed event to start today off. So I changed the layout to see. One of the things that I've had comments on that's also annoyed me about my layout is that with the ad in the upper left-hand corner, directly above where my head would be, you can't see what game we're currently on. So by having my layout this way, you can see the game ticker. Which I think is valuable. Why aren't we splashing for Revel in Riches? The next deck we're going to play today is actually an Esper Revel in Riches deck. Nice, Nivik. Yeah, so you can't, with the ad placement in the top right, you can't see the top card of their graveyard. However, with the interactive overlay, you can still click on their graveyard. So you still have access to that. Maybe I should have scried during my upkeep there. However, the fact that I didn't scry meant that I was able to draw this Quench, which is nice. So like if they play like a Drake out this turn or a treasure map, we can quench them. The delay between the animations and where the game is actually at is so annoying. I think that's just too much of a change, Milik. So this is a viewer-submitted deck list, so generally I don't like to add entire colors to things. Stream Decker, yep, thanks for the heads up. Was poking at the overlay. The one concern with putting my picture where it's at now is that you are going to miss some of the lands that get into play when we get a lot of lands in play. So like right now I'm over the Sulfur Falls, which is tough. Yeah, it does usually put utility lands to the far left, too. I could throw myself over here, but then this overlaps Planeswalkers. I suppose I could put myself up here. Huh, what if I do that? Since Jeff is the coolest pirate and is taking treasures, arg, thanks for the bits, Amped Phil. This could be okay. Just gonna pass here again. I don't want to play the Sailor of Means out yet because I don't want to have to use a treasure to quench. The problem with putting it over the actual arena avatar is that the space is really confined, and, what's the word I'm searching for? In other scenes, it gets in the way. Do I want to Spell Swindle their treasure map? I don't think so. The problem with Over the Library is it blocks cards that I've explored to the top. Or things that I've scribed to the top when there's known information, so that blocks meaningful game information. Holy Flab, I'd encourage you to look at the deck list before making card suggestions. There's 3 copies of Tezzeret. I think I'm going to, again, avoid the Sailor just because I want to hold up Spell Swindle at this point. Thousand-Year Storm. Oh, this stupid thing. I really wish they'd fix that bug. So the bug here is you can't trust what the auto tapper tells you it's going to do when there's a treasure cove in play. If you go back and watch the tape, it told me that it was going to tap these 5 lands, and then when I actually cast the Spell Swindle, it tapped my treasure cove. Which is actually a big deal, because I'm going to be down a card now. I can't draw a card with the treasure cove this turn. I knew that bug existed in the back of my mind, and I just forgot about it. The auto tapper is, in fact, actually out to get us. So the issue isn't that it tapped the cove. The issue is that it told me it wasn't going to tap the cove and then did it anyways. My blue-red meme's better than your blue-red meme, opponent. Lots of treasure, chat. Lots of treasure. Yeah, Mana Drain's really good, huh? What do we do with all these treasures, someone asked. Create a little bit of carnage, of course. I will fight with honor. Say hello to my little friend. He's not so little, chat. He's not so little. I suppose I could also just put myself over here under this banner. Wonder how this impacts. Need to see something go on the stack. Yeah, that blocks the stack too much. Thousand-Year Storm, eh? That's looking like it's gonna resolve, unfortunately. We might be in trouble, chat. We might be in trouble. There's a storm a-brewing. There is a storm a-brewing. Guns don't exist in MTG Vorthos, I'm pretty sure.
Awaken.
There's nothing in the center of the screen. That's true. We'll just put me right here. I think that'll just like work out just perfectly. I'll never see it coming. We'll just leave me right here. There's nothing could possibly block anything meaningful here. OP cast, Jeff. Oh no! Crazy pink magic. My poor Karn Strux! My poor Karn Strux! They were big, but they weren't big enough. So if they jumpstart Radical Idea in response here, I'm going to go ahead and quench this. And the reason why I want to quench this Radical Idea is because it forces them to pay 2 mana to resolve it. So this way, if they draw a 3 mana counterspell, they can't cast it. Because if they draw a 3 mana counterspell, it's going to double cast, so I can't quench the 3 mana counterspell. Negate, Disdainful Strokes. Cut these. Banefire seems fine. Actually don't have enough cards in my sideboard to cut all the Shivan Fires and Lava Coils in this matchup, but against most decks, control decks, I'd bring in Mass Manipulation. I guess I'll bring in a Fountain of Renewal because it cantrips. Oh, you know what? The dimension on this banner is a little bit taller than the Tempo Storm one. I bet I could do this. And then it would properly block the entire button without blocking my hand. I bet that's a thing that'll work. Strawberry Pop-Tarts. Oh, it doesn't quite block the button. Rats. Yeah, Quench sounds fine. Expansion Explosion seemed pretty good in this matchup, too. Map on the play is pretty good. This ramps up into Spell Swindle, which is kind of sweet. Give me something to quench. Quench my thirst. Do I quench this or do I expansion it? I think I'm actually going to expansion it. Okay, I think I'm in for 2 mana up, just like looking for a land. Yeah, I didn't want to stack things on the bottom right because I kind of want people to be able to see this turn counter here that you can easily glance at and see whose turn it is. Because this shows relevant information, I feel like. Alright, so they can actually play Thousand Year Storm next turn, right? So I want to just hold up Spell Swindle. Because they're going to get to scry with this, and then they'll scry with it again, make treasures, and can play Thousand Year Storm. Yeah, I agree, Gengar. That was the goal of the change, to be able to, so people can see what the current game count is. And it might just be that I want to put a green screen up permanently. I couldn't put a green screen up at the old house, but here I can. So, like, if I wanted to put a green screen up, I could. And then I could throw myself in a couple other, take up a little bit less space. If you're looking for other card games that are unique compared to Magic, that are a lot of fun, Nivik, both Pokemon and Warhammer TCG, in my opinion, are great. You want to line me up with the corner of chat? Shows a little bit more of the username too. That's probably more aesthetically pleasing. Well, we kind of hide the name, but like we show the name like when the match is starting, so I don't fully hide the name. The name is technically there if you look for it. Yeah, the gameplay for Keyforge is really reasonable. Epic card game's also another decent one. Storm me, baby. If they jam Storm and then only have Expansion as a counterspell, Spell Swindle was good because Spell Swindle can't be Expansion because it costs 5, which is sweet. Let's see your Mana Drain do that. Oh! Oh, are we doing it? I think we're doing it. We're gonna get to flip. We're gonna get to flip the Storm the Vault too. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is, that was the reading the Storm the Vault pause for those that aren't familiar. For those of you that are new to memes, that was the, we're reading Storm the Vault. Trigger. Alright, we've got a Tolarian Academy. You know, the card that's restricted in Vintage. Yeah, they're dead to Banefire next turn. That's true. It is strictly better Tolarian Academy. It taps for mana of any color. Well, they can't deputy my treasures. If they deputy my treasure, I just sacrifice the one they're targeting. This is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Do do do. Do 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 do. Kamehameha! Obviously, we can only conclude from here that we are the superior blue-red meme. We do have mana drain in this deck, too. This deck is basically vintage. Basically a vintage deck. 2 memes go in, only 1 meme can survive. Vintage on a delay. Stay alive. Happy Wednesday, everyone, by the way. Hope you're having a great middle of your week. Thanks for dropping in here today. Kicking off the day with a couple of hot treasure memes. Sure. Have you ever played Vintage? Yeah, I actually posted a video set with Vintage Paradoxical Storm over the weekend. You can find that on my YouTube channel and my website. These decks are a treasure in the format. They truly are. Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire! Woo! Best draw on the deck. Best draw on the deck. Quench my thirst, opponent. Quench my thirst. I'm thirsty, and the only solution is more Terramander. Thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. Quite possibly, Chalky. Quite possibly. But then I wouldn't have gotten to sing the 22 song. So it sounds like Lost EV not being able to sing. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. All about the expected value, okay? Pierce me, baby. Pierce Karn. Karn enjoys being pierced, opponent. Karn enjoys a good piercing every now and again. Poor Karn. Karn has no response to that retort. Oh, I forgot to attack for 1. What a tilt. What a tilt. Hello, Leia. Howdy, howdy. Good morning. Expansion doing its best counterspell impersonation here. Yeah, double spell Karn's the best. Just like, oh yeah. Dealer's choice, opponent. I like giving me Sailor. I'm still not 100% sure what it is, but I'm pretty confident that we're kind of doing it. Alright, with this draw, I'm actually going to plus Karn again here, hoping to hit a land, so I can play Storm the Vault through a Spell Pierce. Perfect. Man, Magic Arena always seems to lock up when I put Storm the Vault on the stack. Why do you think that is, chat? You think the card's bugged? There's always this long delay when the card goes from my hand onto the stack. feature. It lights up for a while too. Yeah, I think there's maybe the text box is missing or something. All right, so we need a Lava Coil or a Shivan Fire here. Does Expansion Explosion do it? I think Expansion Explosion does it too, right? Yeah, because I've got 6, 7, and then they block this, and then we finish it off.
This will not deter me.
This will not deter me. That's a good drop.
Your patience is rewarded.
Alright, don't have Spell Pierce. If this is just dive down, that's less of a big deal because I still get to draw the cards. Yeah, still get to draw a bunch of cards here. And Tezzeret's actually a great draw here because he's going to pump out a constant string of 1/1s back into block Tempest Shin.
There is always another fight.
There is always another fight. And this actually gives me enough treasures. Oh, it only gives me 1 total? Oh, I thought it gave me 1 per creature that hit them. What do these cards do? I don't understand what these cards do. Alright, looking for a removal spell. Alright, well, at least we don't have to draw lands the next 2 turns. Sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's memeing for something. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I currently feel ahead, so. What do you think should happen to arena cards when rotation happens in the fall? You should keep all of them and get to play a sweet new format with them. Non-rotating Magic formats are great. I like that we're just straight up ignoring my Planeswalkers. That's good for me. It's going to take this hit, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with this, which makes a treasure. Then I'm going to down tick Karn, make a thing, and then I'm going to draw 2 cards. Yep. We've been retorted. We're actually kind of in a position to race them here, right? We've got huge tracts of land, chat. Huge tracts of land. Opponents feeling more behind than they actually are at the moment. But we have a lot of good draws. We do get a lot of draws next turn, so that's nice. I think I'm gonna go ahead and chump block this one this turn. And then next turn I'll down tick Karn and then draw 2 again.
Evil cannot withstand righteousness.
Cold logic will always win.
Kick it. Sweet. All right. Get that. About to be up a game against Mono Blue, chat. Do 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 do. One of your finest Thupters, please. Thunk, 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 thunk. Now they're as behind as they feel. Yep. Yep, we bridge the gap through the flood a little bit there. The sideboard in this deck is not great. I probably should have done... I did some work on the main deck, and I didn't put a ton of thought into the sideboard. And I definitely should have. There should definitely be, like, more Shivan Fires in the sideboard. And the fact that there are not is a pretty big mistake. Probably Shocks should be in the sideboard, too. Why aren't we siding in Mass Manipulation? Because that's a card that costs a minimum of 6 mana against my opponent's decks full of Dive Downs and Spell Pierces. I don't have that much interaction to mulligan to even post-board, so... I'm just going to keep this in the back of the one Lava Coil. Yeah, Shock. Shock is just one of the best things you could be doing in this format. Move along. We know what's going on here. We're all done. We're all done. Nothing to see. Move along. Nothing to see here. If Treasure Map / Karn is Jank Glue, is this deck a glue gun? That is a great way to think about it. That is a fantastic way to think about it. A glue gun. Can we change the sideboard if there's no? Unfortunately, we are currently locked into an event, so we cannot really adjust things. Take this one and play it through to its conclusion. We'll give feedback at the end talking about things I would change and why I'd change them in case people want to update this and play it on their own somewhere else. How did Merfolk go this morning? About as bad as I was expecting it to go. I don't want to flush my value down the toilet. If we, like, abandon every league every time we want to make a change, I'm going to run out of gold, which is just not an acceptable fix. Oh, golly. That seems pretty good for us. Huh. Alright, so by passing to them, I open myself up to negate. But I would much rather, if they have a Spell Pierce or a Dive Down, they use it on their turn. So I'm going to pass to their turn, and then during their upkeep, Fiery Cannonade. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because if they have a 1-mana disruption for this, I'd prefer that they spend the mana on their next turn cycle as opposed to using it on my turn and then getting to untap. Obviously, like I said, we get punished if they have exactly Negate, but they likely don't have that many copies of Negate, and they're more likely to have a Spell Pierce or a Dive Down there. Like, obviously it feels bad getting got by the card that, like, punishes my play to try and choke them on mana efficiency, but I think it's right to try and choke them on mana efficiency.
I will fight for my friend. A curious choice.
You're covered by your name / title in theater mode. Well, theater mode doesn't leave that stuff up permanently, Solera. If you mouse off of it, it goes away. So theater mode puts that up in the corner initially, and then it disappears.
We should discuss our differences. Are you certain of your decision?
Alright, I like 2 spell cards. 2 spell cards are my favorite. The deck list button is over my face. Is it that bad? Now I'm gonna look at myself. Yeah, deck list button's fine. It's close enough. It's like down over here, which is not really where my face ends up at most of the time. Can I interest you in a career in trucking for Royal Transport? I wonder if I just down tick Karn next turn. Like just have a 3/3 or a 4/4. What my thoughts are on Aurelia in the main somewhere. I think Aurelia is much worse than both Scraggan Hellkite and Rekindling Phoenix. I think the haste from the Hellkite or the recursiveness from the Phoenix are both much more valuable and important than anything Aurelia adds to the deck. The previous iterations of Mardu Angel that I've played in the past that all felt really bad, felt bad in part because Aurelia was bad and did not feel good in it. So you don't want a Lava Coil plus expansion the coil, because then if my opponent plays a counter spell, they stop both my spells. I think I'm gonna down tick and grab Banefire at this point, though.
Nothing is ever truly lost.
And I'm gonna try and kill these things. There's not really a point in making this uncounterable, because if they have a dive down still counters an uncounterable Banefire. If they have a Merfolk Trickster here, I'm going to feel a little bit bad about this sequence, just because it means my what's it called is still going to die. My Karn. I think this is fine. I think my expansion is better served waiting a little bit rather than trying to use it to kill this Pteramander. Although I guess the Pteramander's going to pop off pretty soon here. But I guess if they go land, fart the Pteramander next turn, I actually get to go land, expansion the Pteramander for... I guess it's only for 4. Tempest Shin, sure. Can I afford to play around Spell Pierce next turn?
Your efforts are futile.
I'm not sure that I can. I'm gonna start by my hand's pretty bad. I'm not sure that I can.
The choices you make reveal who you are.
I think I'm just crossing my fingers here. Hoping not to get Spell Pierced. Because again, if they have another dive down that's like whatever, because their thing lives, but I still draw 4 cards. So I'm just hoping not to get pierced. Yeah, this feels bad, but I do at least get to pick up a bunch of stuff. This is why, Nivik. I didn't expansion the Banefire because it was my last resource. So I didn't want to spend my last resource killing this Pteramander.
There are greater battles to fight.
Yeah, I could have expansion the Banefire, but the way this game's played out, it's a great example of why I didn't. It was my last resource. I needed my last resource to do more than just kill Terramander. I needed it to pick up extra cards for me, which is what I've done here. Yeah, correct. The spell doesn't fizzle because it had 2 targets. That is exactly correct. Alright, and then we're not in a great spot here because Scary Terry gets to fart next turn, but Tezzeret does sit there and make a 1/1 every turn, which is nice. So he gets to block Scary Terry indefinitely. I am at 23 with Fountain of Renewal ticking up, so I'm only taking 4 a turn. Oh, you know, I'm probably supposed to lead on Treasure Map there, huh? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to lead on Treasure Map, because I think they counter whatever I play. I bet they would have countered Treasure Map there. I think that was a mistake on my part. If I take this Fountain of Renewal, I get to flip Storm the Vault next turn. But Storm the Vault doesn't actually give me that much mana, right? Yeah, I'm gonna bottom that. So I get to scry again during my upkeep too. So looking for Expansion Explosion or another removal spell here. Tezzeret, also a reasonable draw. Deal.
Look at all
This flips Storm the Vault. Need to draw a lot of cards next turn. I think I'm gonna crack the Fountain of Renewal. Gosh, if they attack Tez, it's real good for us. Cause they can't kill him without a diddler. I like this split the difference. I think this attack is good. Because I'm probably blocking this anyways, and they give me a chance to make a mistake. Yep. So there's one Banefire in my deck. This is 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. I can make 20 mana. The Tezzeret makes it 21 mana. If their last card's a blank, I can kill them, right? Because this is 8, 9, 10, 16, 21. So if their last card's a blank, they die. I have to float mana first. Oh, yeah! Excellent. Excellent! Alright. Well, sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's memeing for something. I like when we get to pop off a couple of times. It's been a good couple set of games so far. Good couple matches. Just casually 17U. Definitely solid memes so far this morning. It's much better. Can we play Narset Cannon when the London Mulligan is on Moto? Definitely, Beetle. Thanks for the support. TC Blue, thanks for the Prime. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm going to keep Storm the Vault. It's fine with Sailor Means in my opener. Should be playing ranked, right? Tap land, tap land, tap to tap land, do. Whirly boy up in the base, shooting rockets in her face. Lightning strike into draw 2. Wow, Flaming Keld is super awkward there. Maybe I should have bottomed the Storm the Vault. I guess I didn't know that I was playing against Mono Red. The Storm the Vault's pretty bad against Mono Red here. Thankfully, their light up the stage was just a draw 1, because they're not playing Flame of Keld on this board. Well, we're playing in a league, so this isn't strictly for nothing. We paid 1,000 gold to play this. I wonder if they're gonna Flame of Keld here. If their other 2 cards are bad, they might flame. The 2 cards were not stellar. Okay, we get to swindle them next turn. No point in attacking. At the very least, they're casting Skewer the Critics. Sure. So they have to cast Skewer this turn, otherwise it goes away. So I'm holding the Spell Swindle for this. And even though they only paid 1 for this, its converted mana cost is still 3. So I get 3 things here. And then next turn, I'm going to Lava Coil this Fanatical Firebrand. So that way it's off the board before the Flaming Keld pops off and gives it extra stuff next turn. So they'll poke me in response. This will replace the treasure at cost. We'll put a land into play tapped. Get you for 1. Alright, waiting on an X spell. Wow, their rips have been pretty bad. Our draw's also not been fantastic, but looking for a payoff at this point. I'm going to hold these back now because there's no reason to really be aggressive. So I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 mana at the moment. You should do mono green Belcher as well as Darset Cannon. Also, where's that Nivik guide? Why does he always disappear when I get on? Thank you for shipping that Twitch Prime this way, Nivik. I appreciate it.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine. Alright, well, if they keep breaking off, Karn's gonna make real big Karn strokes here. We did beat Mono Blue.
Some solutions must be built.
I believe we're getting into the range where... I believe we're getting into a... Whoa, that's... Okay. Well, Explosion is definitely lethal at this point. Alright. We got 4 lethal draws next turn. Hopefully the Quench means we're not dead to their hand. We're very likely dead the turn after, though. Rampaging Narwhals with the quarter of a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Come on. Come on. All right. I mean, Spell Swindle gives me the chance to not be dead next turn, I suppose. Okie doke. All right. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Staying alive. Do-do-do. They could kill Karn here too. If they kill Karn, we don't get the explosion. So if they kill Karn, we don't get the explosion. Oh, this kills Karn. Oh, sure, yep. Okay, so we have to fade a burn spell in their hand plus their top 3 because they get to jumpstart this. And I have to decline. RX Kennedy, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Am I dead yet? Shock kills me too because of the firebrand. Oh, we're not dead! We did it! We did it! We did it! Do 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 beep 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 do 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 do. Let's kick it up. Let's kick it up. 10, 18, 19, 20. Let's just do, I assume I could do 22. 22 is my favorite. 22 is a tribute to the greatest poet of our generation, chat. Actually, I'm going to give them the cards too, because I'm a giver. It seems only fair that we give them the cards when we kill them. I could have done 23, but that's... Then I don't get to say I'm feeling 22. Like 22 is 22 is chef's kiss. It's perfect. It's just what we wanted. All right. I want these negates. I want these. I probably want a couple of Spell Swindles. At least one Storm the Vaults can come out. Quench is maybe a little clunky. This card's probably actually not very good. That's probably fine. I probably just need all the cheap interaction I can get. Tezzeret's a little slow. Diagonal Monkey is a pirate, which makes Cannonade a bit worse. It kills... Yeah, I'm just gonna not do that. Trim one of these. I'm gonna trim a treasure map. Let's do this. Do I think they're on Experimental Frenzy? Why does that matter, AGH? What part of them, what does, if I think they're on Frenzy, what does that change for me? What does that make what I'm how does that make what I'm doing different? Coil them up. Coil them up. Move them out. Raw. Do 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 do. Sounds good, Scouty. Happy to have you here. Thanks for the support. No, don't board in Stroke against the mono red deck. I think that's a pretty bad plan. If I can hit the land next turn, Sailor of Means can maybe lock the ground up, and then we just have to worry about dying to their spells, which I have Negate and eventually Spell Swindle for. So I'm at a virtual 8 because there's a Firebrand sitting on the table. If I hit the land this turn, we'll keep playing. Speed. So we're at 8. They have 3 cards. Yeah, Kaya is very good in the red matchup. In fact, the 3 aggro matchups, white aggro, red aggro, blue aggro, are the reason why Kaya is playable in this format. She's very good in all those spots. I think I just let them gas up here. And hope to quench or negate when they jumpstart this. They have Lava Coil in their deck. I guess if they have a deal 3 here. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't Lightning Strike plus Firebrand the Sailor. Get the extra damage in. HP Omen. What's that? Fountain of Renewal. Few turns late, but maybe on the backs of these counterspells, it can drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line. Well, that's terrifying. Yeah, believe it or not, I think we're going to lose the game where we missed a land drop against Mono Red. Believe it or not. Alright, they're only gonna have 6 cards when this Flame of Keld pops off. That bodes well for me, right? Pretty sure everyone here will be a sub. We do have a lot of very generous gifters. Alright, we can take the next game on the play. Hopefully, this game on the play will involve land drops that get hit. Alright, needs a third land, but if we get to go Fountain into negate something into Ranting Bob. Speaking of everyone will be a sub soon. Good morning, Bob. Hope you're having a good one. Provoked. Calculated. I'm gonna put this one into play tapped. It's not super critical that we hold up negate on 2. So I'd rather just get my shock land into play tapped, I think. SCTR, not to be caught up to. Doling out the 10 gifties. Good morning to both of you. Hope you're having a good one. So I would love to draw a land here so I can stick Tezzeret. Ven Faith, thanks for doling out a Well, welcome to Hoaglandia, folks. Hope you're having a good one. Enjoy the gift of speech. Thank you, Dude Light. Good morning to you. Good morning, Giddle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone declared a sub war, right? Definitely feels that way. That is part of the reason. And, like, it makes sub gifts more valuable, too, for the people receiving them, right? They get to talk now. I can't talk if I'm timed out. Them's just the facts. Them's just the facts. I think I'm actually gonna zero this. I think I need to try and draw removal for this board. The Fountain of Renewal has already gained us, what? 5, 6 here? 5 or 4? This is turn 5, so it's gained us 4. Is it still sub only, chat, if everyone's gifted a sub? Get that out of here. It's been 12 months since I wanted to watch some Magic and came across this weird guy in an owl costume. Congrats on all your growth and hope the trend continues. Thank you. Thank you for the entire year, Thought. But gosh, it has been a year since we did the whole owl thing, hasn't it? It's been a hot second. Weird that they shocked that as opposed to firebranding it, because they could have shocked Tezzeret to kill him, right? Do they have another shock? Because they could have used the firebrand to kill my 1/4 and then use the shock to finish Tez off. Looking for Lava Coil here. Take some whirly boys off the table. Rooting for you in the sub wars.
I know what must be done.
I know what must be done. Dude Light with the gift to Holy Elvis. Thanks for that. Have a Negate here for risk factor. If they play any deal 3s, I might just expansion it back at one of their creatures. I'm done now, I promise. Alright, going to 14 here. Fountain of Renewal is still fighting the good fight. Yeah, definitely, Bob. As a heads up, Esper Treasures has a lot of points behind it, so Abzan Hero will be up after that one. So it'll be the third deck today. We need a good deck after my treasure pile. Still looking for copies of Lava Coil here. Perfect. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this to start. Because I can... Right now, this draws 2. So I'm going to draw 2 with this. And that actually hit a land. So now I can Lava Coil... without losing... Oh, I missed it. Oh, that was bad. I should have expansion Lava Coiled this, huh? I guess I can explosion it next turn, but now I have to take another hit from it. Yeah, I could have copied my coil. We just got done playing against Mono Blue, where that's a bad play against counter spells, but here that's probably a good idea. Yes, I guess they're like, this is attacking Tezzeret, so like, it's like kind of a wash. The Fountain of Renewal has been absolutely absurd here. I could have copied the Wizard Lightning too. Now I think at this point I'd rather just use the Explosion. Because the Explosion is going to draw a lot of cards, right? So this is 8, 9, 10. So I'm just going to draw 6 here. Is there an update or insights in the Absent Hero list? Yeah, I actually wrote an article this week for Cool Stuff Inc. I'm not going to be writing every week, but when I have a good topic, I'm still going to be writing. So if you head on over to coolstuffinc.com, you can find my current Absent Hero deck list, as well as a sideboard guide for it. And this worked out. Are we about to be 3-0 with this pile of cards? Are we about to have beaten Mono Blue and Mono Red? I'm so confused. This is not how I was expecting this to go. It's not how I was expecting this to go. Negate is literally the best draw in our deck. For the third time, someone has gifted me a sub. I love the charity of democracy. You know, I bet there's a lot of people that have sub streaks on just gifts on this channel. If you hang out here long enough, statistically, you're probably going to get a sub gift. And I believe while the gifts are random, they do prioritize people who watch here more than people who don't. Conclusive proof it's the best deck in the format. Yeah, we flipped the enchantment land a couple of times. We have a strong contender for the deck of the day right off the bat. I was kind of expecting to just die with this. In fact, the reason Marty bumped this deck is he was expecting me to just die with it too. But here we are. I think I'm gonna play the treasure map here rather than the lava coil. It's a weighted random, T-Rex. So weighted random is still random. people who are suggesting Crucible and Field of Runes for this deck, you are a prime example of trying to make your good matches better. This deck really struggles against aggressive strategies, and putting in cute things to make your deck better against control, and you're probably already okay against control, I think is bad. I only really watch from mobile, so can't sub. But every time I go to sub like today, I've been gifted one. That's funny, Einstein. I think we were almost certainly a little bit lucky to have won the last match. That being said, Karn into Tez here is kind of exactly what we need to be able to win this matchup. And we're going to put a lot of pressure into play and race them. So, like, if they don't give Karn a love tap here, he's going to make another a thing next turn, and then Tezzeret's going to make a 1-1, and we're going to be able to attack very quickly. We could get burned out before that happens, though. Yeah, field's fine. There's a lot of search for chances in the format. Yeah, we're probably dead. I'm probably just supposed to hold up Quench here, right? And hope for the best. Alright, can Quench save me? So far, yes is the answer. Oh no! Oh no! Dang it! Man, we were so close. We were so close. I guess I should have left one back. I needed to hit them in order to flip the thing over, though. I don't know, that's really close. Yeah, I could have kept Sailor back as a blocker. If I do that, I get another turn, and maybe that's good enough. I thought you could have left up Quench and Lava Coiled. No, if I use the Lava Coil, my thing wouldn't have flipped, which is the issue. My what's it called wouldn't have flipped. The other thing I wouldn't have had 5 artifacts. Alright, turn 1 Fountain, turn 3 Sailor. Could only be better if we had a removal spell on 2. I'm gonna play turn 3 Karn and start down ticking to make Karn structs too, so that sounds nice. Alright, well that was a good draw. I'm surprised they had the anti-sailor technology. Poor little means.
I'll make use of that later. I do not feel pain. Good choice.
Alright. Alright, well. Karn's still kicking. He's only drawing lands, but, you know. Okay. They have another deal 3. If they can't kill Karn this turn, we're in a really good spot. I get to Lava Coil this, I get to go find my treasure map, and this is still going. Next turn I get to turn this into a creature and then play another one and make another creature and then close the game out really quickly. Hey, Karn's dead. You and Jinsurju EU. I'm just gonna say EU. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Wednesday.
I will be better prepared next time.
I will be better prepared next time. Yeah, it definitely feels like we're heading solidly towards garbage time. We're still at 17. This gets to go get Shivan Fire to kill this lava runner.
Let us begin.
Let us begin. Yeah, there should definitely be 4 Fountains of Renewal in the sideboard. That card's real busted. And by busted, I mean it's just great on 1 against aggro. Rollins, thanks for the 14 months. Hey, appreciate it. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't think this is good enough on the draw. It doesn't have a fountain. It doesn't have a removal spell. This has both of those things I just talked about, and there's a blue source on top, so... I think I just do this to cut off their Spectacle cards and their Wizard's Lightnings. Been seriously wrecking with abs and Hero List you've been running. Feels so good to outgrind Sultai. It really does, Gold Deadringer. The deck's nuts against Esper Control 2, which is another one I like to beat up on. Hopefully, not this turn, but the next turn, they cast a burn spell so we can expansion it back at their Pyromancer. No land, no land, no land. Brick, 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 brick. That one's gotta go. Get it out of here. Wow, that seems like a win for me. That seems like a huge W. One little, 2 little, 3 little Carnifex, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Carnifex, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Carnifex. We're about to be 4 and 1 little, 2 little, 3 little do 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 do. Rude. Rude. Don't mind me, I'll just be over here gaining 2 a turn. You have to stop winning, it's too much pressure. Under pressure. Bum 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 ba da dum bum. Bum 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 ba da dum bum. Dumpstered by a 1-mana artifact is that modern. Alright, we're gonna end on a high note. Let's talk about what I would change in this deck and why I would change it. Sailor of Means is an incredibly good card. So we've played Sailor of Means in, what's it called? Oh, I'm blanking on the deck name. In the Blue-Red Jaya deck, and it was very good in that deck too, overall. We had a lot of fun. We had games that we won with Karn. We had games that we won with Tezzeret. We had games that we explosion people for like 17 and 22 if you missed it. Spell Swindle was better than anticipated on a number of occasions. Most of the changes I would make are related to the sideboard. Like, I think these fiery candidates are just kind of bad overall. The Fountain of Renewals are just absurd, and there should definitely be 4 of them. And I think I want another Shivan Fire also. I think the rest of this is okay for the time being. I would want to play against Sultai before I considered cutting Star or Mass Manipulation. So I think this seems pretty reasonable. I was pretty content with the main deck. Maybe 4 Spell Swindle's a little bit heavy, but it's probably fine. Expansion Explosion is just a really sweet card. It's like a finisher with the Storm the Vaults when we have a lot of mana, but it's also just like a reasonable utility card. A couple of people asked about Captain Lannery, and I actually cut that card from the initial build of this deck. While I think Captain Lannery is more than fine in the controlling matchups, there are just so many decks in this format, like the aggro decks and the mid-range decks that just like gum up the board so she can't meaningfully attack, and I don't think she's a good addition. One of the advantages you get from playing a deck like this is, we talk about this with Esper Control a lot, is you gain what's referred to as virtual card advantage by making your opponent's removal bad or just non-existent. And by playing a card like Captain Lannery Storm, you add value to your opponent's removal that they're otherwise not getting. So, Sailor of Means does turn on some removal, but this card at least makes us a treasure, and it's a little bit bigger body that's really important against aggro, so I think it's worth turning on there, whereas Lannery doesn't really have a huge upside while she